Welcome to my channel and happy Sunday to everybody. I see I have a ton of requests already. You guys are crazy. Reminder, it takes about 6 or 7 hours for all of this processing to be done before this is uploaded and completed on YouTube. So just please be patient with that. With that said, we're just going to dive right in today. I feel like doing some music. How about you? My first request is from Tanso8. He or she says, Happy Sunday. Here's my request for today. This is a Distress by Tokyo Incidents. Okay. So we're just going to dive right in.
な芝居で天国儚い思いを真っ白に隠しといてもうどうにかなる途中の自分が疎ましいさよならお互い似た答えのはず出会ってしまったんだ
Huh. That's really a fast-paced song, very fast-paced, and I thought the instrumentation was excellent. It was really, really good. They're very good players, the guitar players, and the girl too. She plays guitar, and her voice was to me, a typical sounding Japanese voice. They have kind of a higher pitch than I'm used to, but they sound good. I enjoy listening to them. I didn't even think to see if there were any subtitles on that. Let's take a look. Nope, there weren't. So, but that was interesting. I enjoyed that. I thought that was good music, is what that was. My second request is the guy who's almost always first until the last 2 weeks, TTT Resident, says, "Hi, Paul. Happy Sunday. My request is Jamiroquai, Emergency on a Planet Earth lyrics." Okay, let's see if we can find this. Excuse me. Yeah, here we go. All right, so let me get the URL here real quick. I like Jamiroquai. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Jamiroquai. Quai. I like his voice, and I like the funkiness of his music. I just think it's great. So I'm looking forward to this. Let's see. Let me get switched over to the right screen, and away we go. Oh yeah.
The kids need education. Whoa. And the streets are never clean. I've seen a certain disposition prevailing in the wind. Sweet change. If anybody's listening, emergency on planet Earth. Is that love that I am witnessing? Or just another wasted word?
Well, that was his usual good stuff. I love that funky beat and the wah 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 sound of the guitars. And there was one line or two lines in there that really struck me. White gets 2 and black gets 5. That's I cannot explain that. It makes no sense at all. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why that happens. You know, it's easy to say it's racial prejudice, but I think, I don't know, maybe there's more to it. I just don't know. I haven't studied it carefully enough to know, but it's certainly a disparity, and it's certainly not right. And it doesn't make any sense. But I love the music. I love his excuse me. As you all know, I have a coughing problem that I can't get rid of. I just love the funkiness of his beat and his voice too. I like his voice. He's just a really engaging. It gets me involved. It makes me want to move. It makes me get involved in the music as it's going on, and that doesn't happen all the time, and that's kind of special to me. It really is. I like this guy, I really do. I thought it was interesting that the lyrics kind of disappeared at the end there. Whoa, did you give me the URL? I guess you did. Let me take a look here real quick. Oh no, I put it in there. Silly me. Okay. Okay. The next request that I have is Nelil. Says, hello, please react to Ringo No Utah, song about apples by Sheena Ringo. Okay. Okay. Let me get the URL in there. Oh, the video is not available in my country, so I can't do that one. I'm sorry. Maybe you can find another copy that's available in the country. I'll leave it up there just so that I remind myself. The next one is Chief Cthulhu. Cthulhu. Hello, Paul. I've requested Super Sentai. These songs are a couple times now, and sadly, the show just aired its final episode this week, ending its 50-year-long run on TV. So my request is the show's 45. Okay, so I need to look for Super Sentai. Let's see here. Super Sentai. Let's put in 45 and see what we get. Super Sentai 45th Anniversary Hero Getter? Is that what you want? I don't know. Okay. What I'm going to do, if you don't mind, is I'm going to move on to the next one. Meanwhile, if you can give me a URL, or if you can tell me if I'm right. Let's see, you said these songs a couple times now, really. It just aired its final episode, ending its 50-year long. My request is for the show's 45. So I'm looking at Super Sentai 45th Anniversary Hero Getter. Tell me if that's what you want me to do. Here's another one, Mix 45. Okay. So let me know in the chat if I'm correct on that. In the meantime, I'll move on to the next song and keep watching for your comment. Let's see if I can get it up. Hello? Okay. Yeah, I can also do that. Yeah, okay. I figured there was something going on there because they start pouring in as soon as I go live. Hello, this is Stunning Bumblebee. Hey Paul, hope you're doing well. I am. Here's my request for today. These are the openings for the anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, one of the anime with the best music in my opinion. Hope you enjoy. Okay, and he gave me a URL, so let me put that in there. And again, Chief Cthulhu, if you can give me the URL or you can confirm that what you're wanting me to do is the 45th anniversary Hero Getter, I would appreciate that. All right, so let me put this in here. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Golly days. Sometimes I get fat fingered. Okay, what? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Bear with me. I'm having problems here getting my act together. What the heck? That is... Oh, I see what's wrong. Okay. Wait a minute. This is weird. I've got Stunning Bumblebee. Hey, Paul, hope you're doing well. Here's my request for today. These are the openings for the anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, one of the anime with the best music in my opinion. Hope you enjoy them. Below that is http PDILLION 13 with a link, and I think that's a separate request. Let me look at this and see, because it kind of all runs together. Let's see. All right, I gotta get back up here. Okay. Yes. Okay, it is a separate request. Okay. So you didn't give me a URL. The openings for the anime JoJo's Bizarre. Okay. So let me get YouTube in here. And openings for what is it again? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay. Okay, okay, this is all openings. I'm assuming that's what you want to do. That's 29 minutes long. I really don't want to do that. I'll do one. Let's see. That's 15 minutes. Dang. You know, these openings. Yeah. Here's 1 through 8. Okay, I think this is... darn it. This is like it's too crammed together. It's only a minute and something, so that can't be it. God, this is 42 minutes. Okay. You know, I'm going to make a note of this request, and I'll do it some other time when I can do a separate video, because it's just too long to do for this, because then I would not be able to honor any other requests. I hope you understand. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's just that I don't want to take up that much time when I've got all these requests to do. So let's see what PDILLION Dylan 13 is asking for. Oh, okay, this is the video. Okay, so what P. Dillon has asked for is Taylor Swift, Opalite, the official music video. So that's what I'm going to do. Just want to make sure you understand Stunning Bumblebee. I've got your request on my list, and I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it in a separate video sometime in this week, probably tomorrow. And also, Chief Cthulhu, if you can give me a URL for your request in the chat. Let me see if you've put it down here. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So before we do Taylor Swift, we'll do Chief Cthulhu's. Okay. He says I got the right one. Let me pull the chat up and just get the URL straight from there. All right. Okay. Okay, so copy that link, put it in there. Okay. 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 So this is Chief Cthulhu. I can't pronounce that. Request Super Sentai 45th Anniversary Hero Getter. Okay.
のピンチいつだって救った戦士誰だ激練重剣修行中エンジン相棒ゴージャ真剣侍チャンバラだ天使が神のご聖者ド派手な外国ボンカイジャー匿名ミッションゴーバスターズ荒れるぜ恐竜止めてみな列車で旅する特急車おやつ三代忍者中央十万十乱道救援究極救世主
立派と正義は二つあるそういう一つに言うそうだ
マシンときらめくきらめいちゃ機械も友達旋回じゃ未来の果てまで戦前は数えたい絶対覚えていたいスーパー戦隊レッツゴーみんな憧れる Everyday 豪快レッツゴーハイレースいつも僕らのナンバーワンで最高 Yes しびれる海賊戦隊豪快じゃ
Well, where am I? Okay. Gosh, I opened up the wrong app. Hold on a minute. Let me get my head on the right. Okay, that's good music. That's what that is good music. I kind of, I sort of think this is like a superhero kind of thing, like Fantastic Four, that sort of thing, or some of the other ones. Mutant Ninja Turtles, that sort of a genre. But the music is excellent. I've said this before. The music that's coming out of Japan seems to be really, really excellent and superior to a lot of the junk that comes out of America now. I don't know what's wrong with the American music industry, but there isn't much nowadays that's worth listening to. And that's true of TV shows, too. They're just... We've gone downhill for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so back to business. Excuse me. Stunning Bumblebee, I just want to remind you, I will do your request. I'm just not going to do it today on the show because it just will take up too much time. Okay? So, gotta sit through the ads. Okay, so, all right. So this request is from Pete Dillon. Pete Dillon 13. Excuse me. And it's Taylor Swift, Opalite. That's an interesting title. What is an opalite? Okay, that was it was good music, but it was fun. I love the way that she kind of pokes fun at herself and pokes fun at everything, really. And it was a fun video, a fun song, enjoyable, good music. It was a nice melody, good beat. I mean, everything about it was great. I can see why she's so successful, because she just puts it all out there, and she does it beautifully. It's amazing. I've never followed her career until you guys started asking for her, but now I'm really impressed by her. I can see why, like I said, I can see why she's so successful. Okay. JBSJAS77U says, "Hi, Paul. Sorry if this is not appropriate, but I request The Horse and the Infant and Just a Man from the Epic, the musical album, which adapts the Greek epic for Odyssey. I know you only do one, so..." Okay, so let me see if I can find The Horse and the Infant. Let's see. The Horse and the Infant. Here we go. Oh, wait. Okay. I have got several different options here. Okay, let's see what this is. Okay. Okay. This is The Horse and the Infant and Just a Man from Epic, the musical animatics. Okay. So let me get the URL for excuse me, for record keeping purposes. And switch to that screen. Let's see. This is The Horse, the Infant, and Just a Man.
Alright, my brothers, listen closely. Tonight we make the Trojans pay. 10 years of war, they killed us slowly, but now we'll be the ones who slay. Think of your wives and your children. Your families wonder where you've been. They're growing old and yet you're still here. Do what I say and you'll see them again.
Yes, sir!
Diomedes will lead the charge. Agamemnon will flank the guards. Menelaus will let our mates through the gates to take the whole city at large. Teucer will shoot any outpost attacking. Little Ajax will stay back. Nestor, secure Helena, protector. Neo, avenge your father, kill the brothers of Hector.
Yes, sir!
Find that inner strength now. Use that well of pride. Fight through every pain now. Ask yourself inside, what do you live for? What do you try for? What do you wish for? What do you fight for?
What do you live for? What do you try for? What do you wish for? What do you fight for?
Penelope, Penelope, and Telemachus. I fight for us. I fight for us.
What do you live for?
Penelope,
What do you try for?
Telemachus.
What do you wish for?
I'm on my way.
What do you fight for?
Attack! Who was that?
A vision of what is to come cannot be outrun, can only be dealt with right here and now.
Tell me how.
I don't think you're ready. A mission to kill someone's son, a foe who won't run, unlike anyone you have faced before.
Say no more. I know that I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready.
It's just an infant. It's just a boy. What sort of imminent threat does he pose that I cannot avoid?
This is the son of none other than Troy's very own Prince Hector. Know that he will grow from a boy to an avenger, one fumed with rage as you're consumed by age. If you don't end him now, you'll have no one left to save. You can say goodbye to
Penelope.
You can say goodbye to
Penelope. I could raise him as my own, or send him far away from home. Make sure his past is never known. I'd rather wait for ya, down on my knees for ya. I'm begging, please.
will of the gods.
Please don't make me do this. Don't make me do this.
The blood on your hands is something you won't lose. All you can choose is whose.
I look into your eyes and I think back to the son of mine. You're as old as he was when I left for war. Will these actions haunt my days? Every man I've slain is the price I pay. Endless pain. Close your eyes and spare yourself the view. How could I hurt you? I'm just a man who's trying to go home, even after all the years away from what I've known. I'm just a man who's fighting for his life. Deep down I would trade the world to see my son and wife. I'm just a man. But when does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster? When does a ripple become a tidal wave? When does the reason become the blame? When does a man become a monster?
When does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster? When does a man become a monster?
I'm just a man.
Gates to take the whole city at large. Cruiser will shoot any ambush attacking Little Ajax will stay back. Nestor, secure Helen and protector. Neo, avenge your father, kill the brothers of Hector.
Yes, sir.
Find that inner strength now. Use that well of pride. Fight through every pain now. Ask yourself inside what you live for, what you try for, what you wish.
Wow. Okay. At one time, I was working my way through this musical episode by episode, and then I got off on other things, and I haven't gotten back to it, which is kind of sad. This is an impressive work of art that's made on the internet, which that always amazes me, that people can collaborate from around the world and put something together that is this well done. And this part of the story, wow. One of the things that struck me was how he said, I'm just trying to get home. You know, that's something that every person in combat says. I'm just trying to get home. I'm just trying to survive so I can go home. And nobody wants to be there, but they are, and they have to deal with the circumstances of what they have. And he was faced with an impossible choice kill an infant or deal with the consequences of not killing him. And I'm not sure if at the ending there, if he made the choice to drop the child. But either way, it would have haunted him. That's the conundrum. Either way, it would have haunted him. It would have made life more difficult no matter what he did. He was, as we say, stuck between a rock and a hard place, basically. That's really something. Okay. The way this thing does, when I copy it over, it does such a lousy job. Okay. So this is Mr. Kevy, Mob Psycho 100 openings 1 through 3. Let me see this. Okay, this is just 4 minutes. Okay. All right, so this next request is from Mr. Kevy, and it's Mob Psycho 100 openings 1 through 3. Okay.
If everyone is not special, maybe you can't be what you want to be. それぞれの答えにつかる。 憧れ悩みパンプアー自分探し誰かしないものねだり最高賞だ青春ソロとスプラッシュ What do you want? What do you want? Who do you want? Just like more. If everyone is not special, maybe you can't be what you want to be. 喜び悲しみ抱えても Your life is your one, okay. 特別じゃなくても okay. それぞれの答え見つかる
let's see. That's the first thing I noticed about that is the I guess you call it the animations are really impressive. A lot of different stuff. There was a reoccurring theme of broccoli, a head of broccoli in there, which I thought was interesting. And it just a very fast-paced music with a lot, I mean a lot going on. It's like almost an visual overload, all the things that are happening. But the creativity of it is the thing that stood out to me. Really, really very creative. That's something else. Excuse me. The next request is from Genju the Dragon. My request is Ambrosia Cowboy Star. You called them a borchestra. Well, this song is a good example of that sound despite them having only 4 members. I'm 14 and I just love this era of music. 14 and you love this era. Okay. Okay, I gotta copy this here and go find it. Yeah, I did call him. Okay. I'm gonna do the official channel. Let me get the URL here. All right. Okay. So this is Ambrosia. Looks like it's from their album Somewhere I've Never Traveled. And the name of the song is Cowboy Star. Let's see.
Of man's progress, I don't give a hoot. And man's estrangements of nature's arrangements has given cause for my heartbreak to boot. The simple life, though filled with strife and struggle with the land, still remained its simple self, and that I understand. So city smog and dog eat dog, some may hold sublime. But as for me, if I had my way, I'd have lived some other time. Raise the prairie and pass the king. I'd like to eat it too, but being born now was my mistake. I've passed the buckaroo. I'd say you're right, no chance. Why fight? Why be a cowboy star? Hunchback drummers, lonely cow mamas, sawdust floor saloons.
Okay, these guys are. I don't understand how 4 guys can make that much sound. That's amazing to me. They got to have some kind of special instruments. Like, I mean, there was an orchestra, there was strings, there was brass, there was an organ. How do they, bells? How do they do that? It's impressive. Yeah, they are a orchestra. They kind of make me think in a way of Kansas, because Kansas has that magnificent sound that has all those. But Kansas is like 15 or 20 guys. This is 4 guys. How do they do that? It's amazing. I'm quite impressed. And their lead singer has a great voice. Really great voice. Yeah, these guys are very impressive to me. Definitely add them to the playlist. Awagawa says, my request is a URL and thanks. All right, so let's put the URL in there. And Ambrosia, that's one to remember. These guys are impressive. Really impressive. Okay. So this next request is from Awagawa. Excuse me. And it's Deezolve, Deezolve, R-E, I don't even know what that is. What is that? I can't. Let me see if I can blow this up and see it better. Fruition. R-E, Fruition. F-R-U-T-I-O-N. That's, wow. I don't, that's not a word, is it? And then it says featuring, and there's some Japanese there. So let me pop this in to translate real quick and see what that is. Yanagi Nagi. Yanagi Nagi. Okay. So, this is interesting. Let's see what this is. Deezolve, Fruition.
Toward the frontier. Thank
that was I'm going to call that high-speed jazz. That was really cool. It had a great sound, and it was just it flowed so well from the pacing of it, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was the graphics were a little disturbing, especially that circle thing going in and out. I thought to myself, boy, I hope nobody that's watching this is affected by this kind of thing, because it can affect some people, especially if they're epileptic. But just close your eyes and listen to the music, and then you'll enjoy it, because that was some good stuff. It really was. Like that a lot. You may have noticed that I turned on the subtitles and then turned them off because they were beyond worthless. Excuse me. Okay, this next request that I have is from Pro Gamer 52. Oh, and it's Grand Funk Railroad. Yeah. Now we're going back. Okay, you guys always seem to take me back at least a little bit every Sunday. So this is Grand Funk Railroad. Oh, I didn't switch screens. Okay. So we're ready to go. We're an American band. We're an American band. I know this song. Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
that's a classic there, boy. And that's a great song. We're an American band. We'll come into your town and we'll party down. Wow. It brings back memories. I don't know when that was. That was back in the 60s, I guess. Yeah. Wow. Something else. Okay. That's great rock and roll is what that is. It really is. My next request is Simple Disc, op of the anime Gurren Lagann. Boy, there's a lot of animes. I had no idea there was that many. Okay, this one starts right out. Excuse me. Okay. I guess I didn't switch screens again. I'm getting lazy, and sorry about that. This is Shoko Nakagawa, Soraya Days, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann special music video. Okay.
この声が闇に虚しく吸い込まれたもしも世界が意味を持つのならこんな気持ちも無駄ではない憧れに押しつぶされて諦めてたんだ果てしない空の色も知らないで走り出した想いが今でもこの胸を確かに叩いてるから今日の僕がその先に続く僕らなりの明日を築いてゆく答えはそういつもここにある過ぎた季節を嘆く暇はない二度と迷ってしまわぬように数えきれないほんのささやかなそんな後悔抱えたままその背中だけ追いかけてここまで来たんだ探していた僕だけにできること
Okay. I have some questions. It seems like all of these animes are very, very well done. The graphics are excellent. The music is excellent. This one had some unbelievable guitar riffs in it, where I just wonder how they can move their fingers that fast. But they all seem to be really excellent. So my question is, how do you decide which one you want to watch, or do you just watch them all? And also, do you get if you're a native English speaker, do you get translations for them, or do you just listen to them in Japanese? I want to know. I'm curious just how that works. The world of anime is very interesting to me. Let me see if anybody said anything. There's a limit on the comments. Oh, you mean the size of them, maybe? Okay. I don't know. I just there's so many of them, and they're all so good. How do you decide which ones or which one you want to follow? And a lot of them are really big. They go on for a long time. Like, I can't remember the name of it, but there's one that you guys have told me about that's been going on for like 25 years. How do you decide? And is it the storyline that gets you, or is it the music, or is it the graphics? Is it a combination of those? I'd like to know. I really would. It's got my curiosity up. Okay. Now I got another. Let's see what I got here. Okay, wait a minute. I gotta do something here real quick. Yeah. So, JBSJAS77U, you have made a second request. So I'm going to skip that because I'm trying to make sure I excuse me, trying to make sure I get as many requests in as I can. I gotta look at the chat to see what this is. I think it's Smooty Smoot. Where are we? Yeah, Smooty Smoot. Okay. All right. That one was a little confusing to me. So it says Beyblade was released on July 1999 in Japan, along with a related manga series. Players can combine parts to create their own Beyblade. Okay. How does that work? Let's put this in and see what we got. Okay. All right, so this is Kyle versus Farredden Final Tokyo 2025 Beyblade. Excuse me.
Hong Kong, Kyle versus Istanbul, Fahrettin.
Let's go!
Alright! The spin! He is showing the spin action.
Yeah!
So aggressive with his entrance.
Yeah! Alright!
Let's go, Kyle!
Yeah! His fist very strongly.
Ready
The
to get
look of
better.
the
イ
determination.
スタンブール大会選出ブレーダーファーレティ
Alright!
Let's go, Forrest!
Show us, yeah! Number one! Alright!
The signature.
Yeah!
Signature entrance by Fahrettin.
All
Oh,
right.
and look at the crowd!
All right.
Yeah! Yes!
Yes.
Thank you! Number one!
Number one. We have
Yes!
Blader Kyle from Hong Kong versus Blader Fahrettin from Istanbul.
The
Alright!
final of
The
the open
final.
class.
Let's see what you guys got.
All right.
Whoever wins is the
さあそれで
world
は
champion.
両選手スタジアム
Very
にそのま
first
まお
world
願いします
champion for
Please
Beyblade
stand
X.
on the stadium.
Beautiful.
Alright,
Beautiful
great,
handshake of hands.
strong handshake.
We want to hear your support.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You said it,
それ
Angelo.
では
You
ポ
go,
ジションを
Angelo.
決めるコイントスが行われま
Okay,
す
the coin
We will
toss.
flip the
Let's
coin
see
to
who
decide the
has the
position.
decision. Okay.
Okay.
Fahrettin had the choice and he chose the left position. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And that is the stadium
Yeah.
Fahrettin won against
Yeah.
Umanju King for the semi-final. So
Oh,
That is
yeah.
true. Maybe that is his position that he
preferred
likes.
position, yeah.
改めてオープンクラス
He has a
の
good feel
決
for the left
勝戦です
position,
香港大会選出ブレーダーカイル VS イスタンブール大会選出ブレーダーファーレッティンこの2人が世界一の座をかけて戦います
So the open
Alright.
class grand final.
We are at the
Blader Kyle
final.
representing the Hong Kong tournament
grand
versus
Gearing up.
Blader Fahrettin representing the Istanbul tournament. These two will battle for the title of world champion.
Yes.
Here it
Yeah.
is. Here it
さあ
is.
バトルに先立って
Okay, first
3
we
on
have
3の
decided
順
the
番を入れ
position.
替えてからのファースト
Fahrettin
バト
is
ルにな
in
り
the
ます
left position,
So
Kyle is
before
in
the
the
battle
right,
will start,
and they
can
are
switch the order of their
re-choosing,
base.
reordering their Beyblades.
It
Yes.
seems like they're done. You know, they're
Yeah.
ready to battle.
並び替えが完了したみたい
They're
です
fast.
Yeah.
それでは
Confidence, maybe.
Uh-huh.
ファーストバトルに参りましょう
After
Okay,
repositioning their
please
base
show
order,
us what
let's
they
get
have
started
chosen.
with the first battle.
まずは両選手が使用するファーストウェイ紹介しま
There it
す
is, the first
First,
base.
let's
First
reveal the
base.
base each blader will be using. Judge.
はいまずブレーダー1が使用するウェイはこちら
Alright, so this is for Kyle.
Yes.
ウィザードロット 960FB
Okay.
CFV. Okay, a stamina type customization.
Yes.
対するブレーダー2が使用するウェイはこちらワイバーホバー 960R
960R.
Okay.
960R. Okay. Same ratchet.
So trying to go for the uppercut with the
それではス
hover
タンバイ
wyvern there.
お願いします
With the aggressive attacks with the orbit there.
Okay, please get ready on
Yeah.
your position.
Same thing we can say for Kyle. Maybe he doesn't have much experience going against
That's
Hover
true, that's
Wyvern.
That's true. That's
We
true.
were saying that.
Yeah, let's see if he can manage
Sa-
all the attacks that is going to
準備は
come in. They are going to be
よろしいでしょ
so
うか？
fierce.
Are
Yeah,
you
very
ready?
pretty slanted by
yeah.
Fahrettin. You
Yeah,
know?
not so
それでは
slanted by
参りましょ
Kyle
う
is pretty level.
決勝戦
Let's see
行くぞ
what kind of strategy
バ
they
トル
have.
1レディーセー
3, 2, 1, go shoot! Yes.
Okay, hiding in the corner,
Corner,
Kyle
but-
One Wizard. Very great launch there.
Yeah, Hover Wyvern was attacking into the corner, pulling it out.
Oh!
What?
フィニッシュ
A burst finish!
Hover Wyvern Blader Fahrettin takes 2 points.
Wow!
No way!
He is such good at attacking. Look at it. He is pulling it out of the corner.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he is attacking him, yanking it out.
That's
He
true.
is
That's
telling
so
it, come
true."
out, fight like a man. I don't
pulling
know.
it out from the
Yeah.
corner.
And he is out,
And then it just goes
goes
around.
around. Ooh,
That was
yeah.
dangerous. However,
Whoa!
It kind of guides it to the
Yeah,
top of the stadium so that it's easier to get the uppercut
Yeah.
there. Just like that, right there.
Yeah, it's going under. Yes!
Right there,
Oh, right
perfect.
there,
Yeah,
there.
right
Perfectly
in
hits
the
it under.
ratchet.
Perfect timing too.
Right in the ratchet. Just in the right moment when it just floated up.
Result for Battle 1.
Dived
Blader
right
Faradin
into it.
scored a burst
Wow.
finish, earning
Amazing
2 points.
technique by
Faradin.
Blader Faradin.
Gets 2
それでは
points.
Two big
Whoa.
points. Those are two big points,
参りましょ
okay?
う
Whoa.
Go
This is
through
only
with
the first
second
battle.
Taxes was chasing updates and getting nowhere.
Battle.
まずは両選手が使用するベイを紹介お願いします
Hey.
Judge, let's reveal the base each player will be using.
はいまずブレーダー1が使用するベイは
Wait
こ
for
ちら
Kyle.
エアロペガサス
160R.
160R.
Yes.
So could get the big points here, you
Yes.
know, trying to
He's
take back the
got
2
this.
ブ
points
レー
he
ダー
just
2が
gave
使用
up.
するベイはこちらウ
Uh-huh.
ィザードロット 160H
Okay, now the strategies are reversed.
Yes.
Okay, but Wand Wizard 160H, Far Red so far has
Please
doing
get ready
so
on your
well with
Absolutely,
this.
Yeah.
absolutely. He knows how to use it.
Yeah.
Very effective way of using 168.
Sweaty palms by Kyle there, you know, a bit
Yeah.
slippery, you know.
Yeah.
Nerves are high, tensions
Yeah,
are
you-
high here, okay?
You need
Yeah,
to
tensions
relax.
are very high.
You need
You
to concentrate. Yeah.
それでは行くぞバトル2レディーセー
3, 2, 1, go shoot! And they're up!
Is it
No, it's back! And
Reverse.
soaring
Right in,
through,
almost out of there.
right in
So
the
close.
center. Wand Wizard. Aeropexis needs more speed, needs more velocity.
Impact.
Okay, now the third point goes to Wand Wizard Far Redden.
はい
All right, let's hear from
え
the
ただいまの
Jacobs.
バトル
What?
は
Okay,
シュートの後ベイがスタジアムに着地する前に空中接触をし
okay,
たので
it's a
このバトルを
mid-air
やり直します
collision. If the collision
Okay,
is
we
mid-air,
will- we
this
have
is
a
not a
relaunch
valid
because
battle.
The, base before
The battle
touching
has
the
not
ground of
started.
the stadium, they touched mid-air, so we will have a rematch.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Thank you for the translators.
Yeah, a shout out to the translators. Thank you
さ
so
あそれで
much.
は改めてスタンバイお願いします
So let's go again
Yeah,
for
they
the second
still
battle.
they
Stand
look
by.
still concentrated. Right.
I was
they're
probably
gonna-
nervous there, you know.
The
like,
Yeah.
atmosphere must be so
yeah, it
tense
must be
out
so
there.
tense, you
Right?
know.
Maybe they're gonna change their strategy.
Yeah.
True.
So Kyle does want the
さ
quick
あ準備は
attacks.
よろしいでしょうか
Are you
Wand
ready?
Wizard was right in the center. Let's see if he
それでは
can nail him.
行くぞバトル2レディーセー
3, 2, 1,
Go shoot! And they're nice. We heard a crack there. Oh,
Bit
too
uncontrolled.
fast!
Oh,
Too fast! It's back!
Again, it came back
Back.
again.
It was too fast.
incredible.
It was going over the extreme line. And out.
スピーディー
All right. Yes. Now we have a survivor finish, a true survivor
Right in
finish
it.
for Far Redden.
Yes.
He is
Third
right
point
there.
goes to him.
Right there.
Yeah, but Kyle, maybe he had too much power into it. He wanted it to control it a little bit more.
He wanted to go for the extreme dash.
Yeah, he was a little bit too over the
Right there.
accelerator rail.
That's
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, it is
Multiple
fast, but this doesn't do the work. Oh, it was
right
so
there, right
close.
there.
Oh, knockout zone once, two.
Yeah. Ooh, it went in.
Concealed there.
Oh no. Oh wow, but he managed to get back inside of the
Yeah.
stadium.
Since
All
he
right.
had a lot of power and he was using the
Yeah.
160 ratchet,
Yeah, that's
he was
true.
able to come back from the knockout zone.
Yes.
If
Nah.
Kyle does make a comeback, he has to think. that came back, you know, from the
Yeah,
knockout
and
zone.
with minimum damage,
That's
only
right.
1 point
Only 1
lost.
point.
That's right.
This match is not over yet.
セカンドバ
But
トル
look at
は
Farad, and he could taste it. He
Yeah.
could taste it. He's so close, so close. Just one more point until he's the world's number one player. However, Kyle is still in it. Don't
Yeah.
forget, guys, Kyle can still make a comeback.
Yeah, personal
Exactly.
thoughts. I don't want this to end.
Yeah.
We want to watch more. I want to see more battles.
More battles.
Kyle, please show us more battles.
ご
Yes.
紹介します
Let's reveal the base they're going to use.
Yay.
はいまずブレーダー1が使用するベイはこちら
The fifth bay?
シャークスケール
Third
360LR
bay? Third bay? Third bay? Shark scale, yes.
Shark scale.
Shark scale. Third bay. Shark scale.
対する
Okay,
ブレーダー
so
2が
Kyle
使用
could
する
aim
ベイ
for a
は
big
こちら
point here, so.
Let's see.
シャークスケール 770LR
Two scale shark.
70LR.
Both LRs, you know.
There
So,
are
Deva,
two sharks in the stadium.
Please prepare on your
But the
position.
ratchet is gonna make a big difference.
Yes,
big
that's
difference.
right.
That is gonna be a big
770, fairly heavier
さあ
than 360
Sa-
if in the early times of the battle. If the power is enough, maybe he could get an instant win there, but if Kyle can
Pretty
manage.
Pretty horizontal launches
Yeah.
from both bladers here.
Whoa.
いくぞバトル3レディーセー
Say you get a surf shack on Airbnb. Now you can also get a surf lesson with a pro surfer. Or if you
3, 2, 1, go shoot! Whoa, that was fast!
Just going all over the place.
Oh, extreme finish!
ブレーダー2エクストリームフィニッシュ
We got him! Attacking all the way for Redden! We have a new world champion, a first ever world champion in Beyblade X.
Finishing off with an extreme finish.
Extreme
oh
finish.
my
This
God.
is Beyblade X
Oh.
Extreme. Okay, let's see this.
Wow.
That was too fast.
Unbelievable
That
attacks
is
here.
amazing.
It could have been either way.
This is
Look
what
at this.
Beyblade X
Look
is
at how
about.
the stadium
Intensity.
is.
Look at this.
It's like an earthquake there.
I know.
And
just knocks
now
it out.
it's here.
Beautiful
and
extreme
coming
dash
here.
It's coming.
Multiple extreme dashes, very unsuccessful at first. However,
Yeah, they keep their speed up. Keep on racing around.
there it just goes to the edge
Yes,
there.
and it jumps up. Ooh, and that was a close one too.
Yeah.
Where's
That
the
was
definitive
dangerous.
one? That's
And
the
there
definitive
it
one.
is.
There it is.
Just in the right position.
Almost like a textbook extreme dash.
Yes, that is true.
A beautiful extreme dash.
Yes.
Extreme zone knock.
Absolutely.
Did you guys notice how much the stadium was rocking back and forth?
This is Beyblade X.
Yeah.
This is intensity.
That-
Beyblade X.
That is the power of the top two bladers in the world.
エク
Yeah.
ストリーワールドチャンピオンシップ2025見事優勝に輝いたのはイスタンブール大会選出ブレーダーファーレティングおめでとう
Champion.
You deserve this. The golden reign is yours.
The number one open class blader in the world is Farredden.
All right.
Ah. Oh my
Unbelievable.
God.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Okay, the comments are going crazy.
Farredden chants going all over the place.
Yeah. Everybody back home is rooting for you, Farredden.
Yes.
Awesome job, Farredden.
What did we just watch? It was some kind of a game. I've never seen that before. That's really wild. It's like the Battle of the Tops, but I guess they have some way to control them. I don't know. I think so. But that's Man can find a million ways to entertain himself, can't he? And also find millions of ways to do competition. Okay, so the Moon and NYC says react to evolution of video game graphics. I don't game myself as a 82-year-old guy, but this video piqued my interest. It's amazing how far we've come in terms of technology. Okay, so evolution of video game graphics. Okay, so let's see if we can find that. You guys are getting into some pretty esoteric stuff now. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay. Now, I don't know if this may or may not be of interest to you, but there was a time in my life when I was a technician for a, I guess you call them an amusement company. What we did was we put, excuse me, we put pinball machines and video games and jukeboxes into bars and other places too, like the Dayton International Airport. And I had to go out and service them when they were not working right. And so I became somewhat of a Pac-Man expert at the time. But I have some background and experience in video games and how they've changed. So this will be interesting to watch. This is, let's see. Am I on the right screen? Okay. This is the evolution of video game graphics, 1958 to 2020. This is going to be interesting. Remember that one? Yeah. Oops. Yeah. I remember these games. Oops. Oh yeah, Pac-Man. Mark?
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible. Nina.
Dr. Freeman, I presume. You better hurry. The Combine can be slow to wake, but once they're up, you don't want to get in their way. I'm Alex Vance. My father worked with you back in Black Mesa. I'm sure you don't remember me, though. Man, a few words, aren't you?
Ecco una cassetta medica.
It's wild, isn't it? Wow. Amazing how much it's changed. Let me get this URL so I don't forget it. Okay. Yeah. You know, my game playing, if you want to call it that, goes back to, let me get up on the right screen. My game playing goes back to Pac-Man when I was working and playing that game for hours and hours in the shop while I waited for the next service call. But boy, have they changed, and the graphics are amazing now. And the movements of the characters are a lot more natural. They used to be kind of jerky, and like even in Assassin's Creed, you could see he kind of shifts from side to side when he moves. And now they're like pretty much like human beings, and with AI, they're only going to get more realistic to the point where you can't tell the difference. It's interesting. It's a huge industry, and it's worldwide, obviously. Okay. My next request is, okay, I'm having real trouble with these, separating these. Okay, 1 Odyssey 1, Fate, Strange Fake Op. Fate is an anime visual novel series about mages who summon legendary heroes to fight for the Holy Grail. Let's see. Excuse me. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Do we have a URL? Do we? Yeah, okay. All right. So, switch to the right screen and go. Fate, Strange, Fake. Huh. That was quick and interesting. What was it again? An anime visual novel series about mages who summon legendary heroes. Huh. You know, one of the things that strikes me is that a lot of these animes, my impression is that they're kind of good versus evil sort of thing. And that's the theme in a lot of movies, a lot of novels, a lot of stuff. And it always strikes me as interesting because it's basically a reflection of what's really going on in the world, although many people don't recognize it, is the battle between the spiritual and the physical, and how so many people don't realize it's a spiritual battle. But it just interests me that the theme of good guys versus bad guys, evil versus good, just keeps reoccurring in art so much. I think it's because people are trying to express what they kind of understand but can't really articulate about real life. Excuse me. So this next request is from Lana Sokolova 99, and that is Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra, Kyrie in D minor by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So here we go. Ooh, wow. Okay. So much of music has its roots in classical music. Really does. In a lot of different ways. That's what inspires people. And it's always amazing to listen to it. Okay. I gotta check on this one because I think I might have already done it. But then maybe I haven't. I have not. Okay. So the next request I have is from Moshi, and his request is Tupac, Hold Your Head lyrics. Okay, so let's go get that. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Gotta watch the ads. Okay. All right. Okay. I swear I've done this before, but that's okay. I'll do it again if I haven't. Maybe I haven't. Okay. So this is Tupac, Hold Your Head lyric video.
Yo, Jackson! 1, 2, 3, 1, 5, 4, 9. Yeah,
my homeboys in Clinton and Rikers Island, all the penitentiaries, Mumia, Matulu, Geronimo, all the political prisoners, all the jailhouse. I'm with you. States so military suckers fantasizing pictures of a young brother. Worry, was it me? The weed or this life I lead? If daytime is for suckers, then tonight we breathe. Out for all that, knowing that this world brings drawbacks. Look how I shiver once I deliver these raw rats. Meet me at the cemetery dressed in black. Tonight we honor the dead, those who won't be back. So if I die, do the same for me, shed no tears. An outlaw thug living in this game for years. Why worry? Hope to God get me high when I'm buried. Knowing deep inside, only a few love me. Don't rush me to the gates of heaven. Let me picture for a while how I lived from my days as a child. I wonder now, how do we outlast? Always keep cash, stay strong if we all mash. Hold your head. How do we keep the music? You got to hold your head. How do we get it right? Hold your head. Too many young black brothers on God. You got to hold your head. Yo, these felonies be like prophecies begging me to stop it. These lawyers getting money every time they knock us. Slashing pockets lyrically, suckers flee when they notice. Switch my name to Machiavelli, half the rap game goes. Expose foes with my hocus pocus flows, they froze. Now suckers idolize my chosen blows. And more money me litigating, more player hating. Gotta sell at the bid for me waiting. Is this my fate? This me with that misdemeanor thinking. Me all that, never had too much tequila drinking. We all that, make them understand me. Hell nah, this ain't my posse, everyone with me is family. All these brothers got me watching and painting perfect vision. This life we living, got us all meeting up in prison. Last week I got a letter from my road dog, written in blood, saying please show play the love. Hold your head, hold it. How do we keep the music? You got to hold your head. How do we get it right? Come on, hold your head. Too many young black brothers inside. Hold your head. Living fast. Got me thinking in my mind. God bless the child that could hold his own indeed. It needs bleed when I hold my throne. Let these words be the last of my unborn seeds. Hope to raise my young nation in this world of greed. Currency means nothing if you still ain't free. Money breeds jealousy. Take the game from me. I hope for better days. Trouble comes naturally. Running from authorities till they capture me. And my aim is to spread more smiles than tears. Utilize lessons learned from my childhood years. Maybe mama had it all right. Rest your head. Trading conversation all night. Bless the dead. To my homies that I used to have that no longer roll. Catch a brother at the crossroads. Plus, nobody knows my soul. Watching time pass through the glass of my drop top rolls. Hold your head. How do we keep the music playing? You got to hold your head. No matter how hard it is. Feel me? Come on. Come on. Hold your head. Drink a drink. Read a book. Watch the stars. Get some pussy, whatever. Got to hold your head. Yes. You got to hold your head.
I would definitely recommend.
Ads. Okay, I gotta make some notes for these ads. And I think there was ads on that one too. And I forgot to note it. And check that one too. I gotta get this straightened out. Okay. Okay. There are so many things that I like about Tupac. One is his flow. He just has a way about him that just, it drives the message home. And then on top of that, it's the way that he, especially in the choruses, he kind of layers the music. You know, it's like putting blankets on something and it's covering one line is covering another, and it's just, you got to pay close attention to hear it. Excuse me. But it's all, every single word is meaningful. And he sings about the black struggle in America, which is very real and very raw. And all his buddies up in prison. And the contrast between the ones who are in prison and the ones who are dead. And how, you just... it seems like at times that's the only two choices you have, is go to prison or die. And how do you live a positive life when all the deck is stacked against you? How do you do that? It's not easy. It takes a person with steel in their veins to do it. And like I say, it's just not easy. It's like, I can't express it like he does. But when he puts his words together, it just lays it all out. And it's very plain and obvious. And his songs are filled with pain and yet triumph, which is such an interesting thing to see. And despite everything else he's saying, hold your head up. That's a guy who will never let anything get him down. And it's such a shame that he was killed. It really is. It just shouldn't have happened. Should not have happened. So Crimson Majesty says react to, and he gives me a URL. He says, just want to give you a blast from the past. I like those blasts from the past. Let's see what this is. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is B.J. Thomas, Hooked on Feeling. Wow. Okay, this is definitely a blast from the past. I know I'm going to enjoy this one. So let's switch screens, and away we go. Sorry.
What you do to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's an oldie for sure. That is an oldie. You know, I was looking at the comments in, let's see. Well, I missed it. Where was it? Well, okay. Lana Sokolov 99 said I skipped her request, but I did not. I may have done it out of order, but I did do it. Unless, okay, you said Beyblades. Where's Beyblades? Okay. Well, okay. I got your request. I did. Okay. The next one on the list is, this is an interesting video about theme of Sakamoto Days. Let me get this URL. Okay. And of course we have to sit through the ads as usual. Okay. All right. So this is this is Sakamoto Days is a Christian anime. Okay.
Sakamoto Days isn't the most incredible anime in the world. It doesn't have the most amazing animation or absolutely stunning storytelling, yet it's popular and it's got like 200,000 people watching it. And I think I know why. It captures that desire that we all have, something that God has provided that because of his common grace to all men is accessible to all of us. I feel God really cares about the institution of the family, which is what I see reflected in Sakamoto Days. There's a reason why Jesus is really harsh towards the Pharisees. When they ask him about divorce, he says in Matthew 19 that the Israelites' hearts were hardened, and that's why Moses permitted divorce. Marriage, the union between one man and one woman, that display of love, that sense of unity between husband and wife, to become one flesh, as described in Genesis, is what creates a safe household for a child to be brought up in. Hence why God cares about the family. It's that unity which brings development and growth between the individuals involved in this covenant, which nurtures this sense of sacrificial, this agape love for which God desires for us to develop. As I watch Sakamoto Days, this is why I do like it, even though it's not the most amazing anime ever, because I see in it the sense that all of us have because God has designed us to be this way. When I see Sakamoto in the first episode, it's only for a couple of frames, but I see a man who is incredibly broken. When God made humans in the beginning, he designed us so that we would engage in relationship with him. The heart desires something greater than oneself. It desires something or someone to fulfill it because we are designed to be in relationship with the living God, and that's what we see with Sakamoto. He could be the best hitman in all of Japan. He could pride himself on his skills, that he's the best of the best, that he's making money, yet at the end of the day, he clearly desires and longs for more. So when he sees this smile, I get it, it's a comedy anime and it has to be exaggerated, but I would like to think that every single one of us guys, and I know you lot who subscribe to this channel get that same feeling, that you'd react the same way when we see this woman smile. It's as if God has designed us to have this impulse as men to recognize things which are in themselves good, and instilled in us is a sense to recognize the things we need to protect. effect. Of course, I would absolutely react the same way as Sakamoto. Then he just leaves his old life, settles down with his family, and sets up shop. It's this sort of mindset to live a simple life, which the world probably doesn't get. We are surrounded by this culture of the worship of GDP, the worship of economic growth, the worship of hustling, but we see consistently throughout the New Testament this notion of keeping your head down, to make it your ambition to lead a quiet life, minding your own business and working with your hands. Paul continues that the reason for this is so that our daily life may win the respect of outsiders. Peter continues in this encouragement that we live such good lives among the pagans that though they may accuse us of doing wrong, they may see our good deeds and glorify God on the day he visits us. To have this image so perfectly captured in the character of Sakamoto, a guy who now solely focuses on the greater good of loving his wife, providing for his family, and protecting his daughter, we also see in this a sense of imperfect repentance. It's still necessary for repentance to involve a turning back to God, but we see the capacity for man to still be able to turn away from sin because of the institution of the family. This is what I mean by the common grace which is accessible to all, because people can still be unsaved, but because of God's common grace and his provision of a structure like the family, Sakamoto is still able to produce good works. It's really cute to see the sequence where he goes and helps people using his skills rather than unaliving them. He helps this guy trim the branches from his tree. He helps this baby eat food she doesn't like. He helps these kids with a problem with their ball. Like, there's this level of humility that he possesses, that he's got a heart to serve. We see that Sakamoto is still a very skilled assassin. He is able to defend himself against Shin, and later on in the episode takes on all of these folks in order to save his old friend. Yet using his skills, he no longer just finishes the job by unaliving them, but simply incapacitates them enough that they're no longer a threat. And I have to stress this, that an individual can produce these good works as a result of common grace. Sakamoto, after learning to care about someone, namely this woman, after he's gotten a kid, he's learned what it means to care for someone, that he starts putting away his old self, like in a similar manner that the Christian ought to be continuing to put to death the old self and put on a new self. We see this in the following episode, where on a Christmas date, Sakamoto realizes that the career path he's chosen is something that he has to rethink for the sake of this woman that he really likes. He realizes and learns from her that because he cares for this person, that must mean that other people also have people caring for them. It's only when he himself develops a relationship that he is able to empathize and understand the impact that the loss of life has on the people who he's been hired to unalive. That's something that we take for granted as Christians, and for us living in the West, that we have had this culture of wanting to preserve life. It's why we have to be so adamant against the growing culture of death which has come as a result of the increase in the rate of abortion and euthanasia in the West. The world has not always promoted this culture of life where people respect the dignity and sanctity of the human person. We see this in the ancient world with the prominence of practices such as human sacrifice. However, God grants his common grace upon us through this promotion of a culture of life, and this can be learned by the non-Christian when they find family. Now, this effect is not limited to Sakamoto, because we see when Shin enters the picture, he sees the fulfillment of having a family that Sakamoto now has. That sense of contentment and understanding of the greater goal that is now bestowed upon him. Shin can see it, which is why his conscience doubts whether or not he should go through with unaliving Sakamoto. Then Shin tries to go through with it after being pressured by his boss, after which he was absolutely destroyed by the sheer strength of Sakamoto. Then, after waking up from being knocked out, he wakes up to dinner and he joins the Sakamotos and shares this meal. Hospitality, kindness, these notions which Jesus forwards in the Sermon on the Mount, that we ought to love our enemies as we love ourselves, that we ought to provide that same grace that has been given to us to everyone around us too. We see how this family imparting kindness upon young Shin absolutely just changes his mindset. After experiencing the love of this household, he takes that next step to pay back Sakamoto's love and kindness upon him and decides to go on and defend him with his life. Of course, there's always that wisdom to be possessed by the Christian, that yes, we still impart love, but to do it in a way that is wise and doesn't harm other people, though that general concept is still there. Just to provide some context to the first episode, because because I've skipped over it, but basically Shin and Sakamoto used to work for the same assassins organization. Because Sakamoto left the organization, he broke the rule on leaving, and the consequence was meant to be Sakamoto's death. So because Shin refused his boss's order, he wanted to offer his life in order for Sakamoto to be let go. Now we kind of come full circle here, because just as Sakamoto may have never experienced sacrificial love before, after having experienced it coming from this woman, he decides to impart that same sacrificial love upon others, for which Shin, then never experiencing agape love before, he himself decides to sacrifice his love in order to protect Sakamoto's way of life. So then there's this really cool sequence where Sakamoto gets out all of the big guns in order to save Shin. Then there's this cool shootout, and Sakamoto is just absolutely amazing in this sequence as he engages in all of this close quarters combat. Then Shin is ultimately saved. The best part about this is how Shin's been given a job at Sakamoto's convenience store after all is said and done. So I hope I've made my point clear in terms of why Sakamoto Days is a Christian anime. At its center is this idea of the family, how it interacts with common grace, and how it then leads to moral development. I'm talking about some really abstract philosophical moral concepts here, so I do hope I've communicated that well in this video. Though if you are interested in other anime that contain Christian themes, then make sure you do watch this next video right here.
Let's see. Okay, this one I'm gonna have to look up on the chat to get it straight. Let's see. Let's see, where are we? Boy, I got a lot of requests. Oof. Gonna have to make some extra videos for sure. Let's see. Okay, okay, so this is, okay. So Peak Enjoyer writes, Inabak Kumori, Rainy Boots, Paul, let's jump in the puddles. Okay. All right. And he gives me a URL. All right. So we're going to jump in the puddles together. Excuse me. This one starts right out with no ads. So that's great. All right, here we go. This is Rainy Boots by Inabakamori. 「 You know what I thought of? You remember when you were a child and you would delight in going out and jumping in puddles? That's what life should be like as an adult too. In the sense that you should delight in the simple things and enjoy every day and not get caught up in all of the angst and turmoil of adulthood. You have to keep a little bit of the child in you so that you can enjoy it every day, because excuse me, adults don't enjoy days. They just don't. They're too busy running around trying to take care of stuff, you know. And the thing is, God will take care of you. You don't have to worry about it. So just let God do it, and don't get caught up in it. Enjoy it, because life is short enough as it is without making it shorter by not enjoying it. Because when you don't enjoy it, every day is painful. And you just have to have fun every day. Find something to laugh about. Find something to smile about. This next request is from Elongated Orangutan 200. He says, react to A Tale Untold by Robin Trower, 2025 stereo mix. Ooh, I don't think I have the right one. Let me go back. Okay. Okay, this is the same. Here we go. 2025. Okay. So, whoops. Let me get the. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is Robin Trower, A Tale Untold, 2025 remastered. Okay. I love that abrupt transition from the fast to the slow. That was cool. And I really liked the first part with the rhythm of it and the beat and everything was just, it was really great. It was enjoyable as all get out. And, but when they switched to the slower, that was just cool. That was really neat the way they did that. They took the same melody and the same rhythm and just slowed it down and made it lazy. And it was cool. I liked that a lot. That was really enjoyable. That was a good song. Thank you for asking for that one. The next request I have is from Kriz 1976. Says, request for Rasputin. The Russian royals saw him as a saint. Critics viewed him as a charlatan, a puppet master, causing scandals. Excuse me. Boney M. Rasputin, 737 million views. Wow. Okay. Let me see if I can find this. 737 million views. That's wild. Boney M. Rasputin. Okay, this is it. And of course I have to sit through an ad. And let me get the URL. Okay. So, I don't know what this is, but it's Boney M. Rasputin Sopot Festival, 1979. Let me get this back to the beginning. Okay. Wow. I can see why that one has so many views, because it's a very catchy tune and a very lively, and it just makes you want to dance. And it's just enjoyable from beginning to end. Great music, and the guy in the white pants was fascinating to watch, and it was interesting the role that he played, and I just enjoyed it. Okay, so we have Balthazar Rama Musume, Cinderella Grey Op Lume Musume equal horse girl in Japencel. Japanese? Okay, let's see what we got. Excuse me. Okay, this one just starts right out. So, okay, so it is Japanese. All right, so here we go. This is Cinderella Grey Op Lume Musume is horse girl in Japanese. Okay.
Bright old days 遠くなって明かりは無償昔はいつも眩しくて遠くなって私は無論心揺らいでるもう嘘は聞こえなくて先端見たってもう
らないと笑ったそうで震えていた声はむしゃぶりの訪れ物語の手綱を解いて行けとしけるものは浮かべる神がかりの晴れの舞台で私が私を追い抜き去ってく Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And I miss you wild ones are 遠くなって痛みは無言未来はいつも眩しくて遠くなって私は向かうまぶた塞いでるもう嘘はこぼれなくて物語の幕が開いて行けとしけるものはわかる我ばかりの晴れの舞台で私が私を超えてゆく Wanted more and more and more than I could ever ask for to feel my greedy wanting I will know and know I know it's not my bank account I need to be loaded when I need to be up thereむしゃぶりを訪れ物語の手綱を解いて行けとしけるものは浮かべる神がかりの晴れの舞台で私が私を追い抜き去ってく Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And I miss you brighter days.
Well, that was a quick ending. You know, I'm just amazed by how good the Japanese music is. They're just really, really professional musicians. And the singers are great too. I mean, that guy's voice was good. I enjoyed that. I don't understand the words, but I can tell that the music is good music. And that seems to be a consistent theme with all the Japanese, so that's really interesting to me. I got time for one more request. So let's see what we got here. We got Matorzez. Hi, here. This is my second live, and I'd like you to react to one of my favorite soundtracks from the anime Bleach. Okay. So here we go. And of course we have to sit through an ad. Okay. Oh, I've already done this one. Number 1 Bankai. I've already done that. So look for that. I think it was I believe it was last Sunday. If it wasn't Sunday, I did it in the supplemental that I produced on Monday. Excuse me. So Jimbo Galligan says, please do the nativity scene from Mr. Bean. This is peak British comedy at its best. Okay, well that sounds like a good way to end the show. Let's see. if we can find it. Okay, here we go. The nativity scene. Excuse me. All right, let me get the URL. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the nativity scene, Mr. Bean. Beep, 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 Oh, that's a good way to end the show. Thank you for asking for that one. Oh, God. He is such an idiot. He's such a fun guy because he does such crazy things. Absolutely insane. And the look on his face, you know, it's like he's dead serious. And you know he's not, but it looks like he is. And so it's funny. It is really funny. Well, don't forget, I'm going to, it's going to take about 6 or 7 hours to get this up on YouTube. And I will take the all of the remaining requests that I didn't get to today, and I will put them in a supplemental tomorrow. Maybe 2. I don't know. I haven't looked, but I think I have a lot more requests left over. But we'll see. Once again, I appreciate you coming to my live stream. I'm very thankful for that. And I hope that God will take care of you and watch over you and bless you abundantly. And I pray that he does that for every single person that you love as well. So until tomorrow, this is the Vietnam Era Vet signing off.